All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're exploring a really fascinating idea that the stories of the Quran might actually follow a hidden pattern, one that connects divine will to, believe it or not, the fundamental language of physics. So, think about it for a second. What if the stories of the prophets, the ones we've all heard so many times, aren't just historical accounts? What if there's something much deeper going on? A kind of recurring rhythm, a dynamic flow between two fundamental states of being, what we can see and what we can't. Okay, so the framework we're exploring today proposes a key to unlock this entire pattern. A divine duality, it calls, the wave and the particle. And this isn't just about ancient stories, it's a whole new lens for looking at reality itself. First up, we've got the wave. Now, I want you to picture this as pure, unseen potential. It's the universal will of God before it becomes anything you can touch or see. Think of it like this massive, boundless field of possibility, a field of pure information and intention. It's that divine state of kun, be. And you know what? The Quran itself points directly to this idea. This realm of the unseen, or al-ghaib, is described as the state of pure knowledge that resides with Allah. It's almost like the source code for reality, the ultimate wave state that everything else emerges from. And then boom, that wave collapses into a particle. This is that incredible moment of creation, the fayakun. And it is. It's where all that pure potential suddenly becomes something real, something specific and observable right here in our world. It could be an event, a book, or a person, the tangible proof of that unseen will. And get this, the prophets themselves are described as the ultimate particles of truth. I mean, think about it. They're literally the divine message taking the form of a person, a single, localized, observable point of guidance right in the middle of this vastness of human history. So, this contrast is absolutely crucial. It's the engine of the entire framework. You have the universal, unseen wave on one side versus the specific, observable particle on the other. And this dynamic, this flow from the command be to the result and it is, well, that's what drives these Quranic stories forward. Now, I know this might sound a little abstract, right? Well, it becomes crystal clear when you actually see it in action. So let's apply it to one of the most dramatic stories in the Quran, the prophet Moses facing down Pharaoh. This totally reframes the story. It starts with this pervasive, universal wave of tyranny from Pharaoh that's covering the entire land. Then a single, discrete particle of truth, Moses, emerges to confront it. And the climax? It's not just a simple battle. No way. It's a particle, the staff, causing the collapse of a massive physical wave, the Red Sea, which then wipes out the metaphorical wave of falsehood. It is a genuine clash of fundamental forces. And this isn't just a one-off thing with Moses, not at all. The argument here is that this wave-particle dynamic is a repeating pattern, an alternating flow that actually structures all the major prophetic narratives. It's like a constant rhythm pulsing through the divine story. And just look at how this pattern plays out. For Noah, you have a universal wave of judgment, the flood, met by a single particle of salvation, the ark. But then the dynamic actually inverts, which is fascinating. Isa, or Jesus, is himself a wave of pure spirit, and he's sent to challenge the particles of Tagut, those rigid, man-made rules that were obscuring the truth. And it's the same for the prophet Muhammad, who brings the Quran, the final universal wave of truth, to confront the physical particles of falsehood, the idols in the Kaaba. So each prophetic story, when you look at it this way, becomes a new cycle in this divine dynamic. It's this constant oscillation between the unseen universal and the seen particular that keeps the whole grand narrative in constant motion. So why does any of this matter to you? I mean, beyond being a fascinating way to read scripture, the framework suggests this cosmic pattern has a deeply personal application for every single one of us. It frames our own lives as a journey. See, we are the particle, our individual actions, our choices, our physical existence. And we exist within this huge universal wave of truth. Our challenge, then, is to align our personal particle with that greater reality, which means our whole life's work is really about tuning our personal particle to resonate with that universal wave of truth. And the source suggests this alignment is what determines our final state, whether we collapse and merge back into the light, or become a dense, disconnected particle of falsehood. And this really leaves us with a powerful question. Viewing history and our own lives through this lens kind of forces us to look inward and ask, if my life is the particle, how am I aligning it with the wave? How are my individual, tangible actions connecting, or maybe failing to connect, with that greater universal truth?